What's up, everybody? Making a quick video today before I head out to the gym. It's been a crazy past couple of days. We are clearly in a downtrend. Anyone who doesn't agree with that is an idiot at this point. There has been signs of a reversal here. However, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to uh, show you guys something, and it's the suppression wicks. It's every time this thing tries to move up, somebody logically, irrationally starts selling into it, and right now it's happening again. I was really set on this thing going to. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the Litecoin chart because I plan on really riding Litecoin. Um, let's go. Like even here, like Coinbase is still below FinX. The new money is definitely scared to enter the market. And yeah, we have been trying to make a move up, but I mean, whenever you see these, I call them diarrhea candles, and it's just stop losses mixed with bear manipulation. With someone really dumping into any progress because we had a good amount of we had a good bounce happening, but with good volume. You know what I mean? And then before it could do anything, it just got sold down. Like, that's a lot of selling. Why would you sell so much here? Here, it's just you can see it in the chart over and over. These diarrhea candles. Um, uh, yeah, just sometimes when you see the price can't go down, there's too much support. Someone's trying to pump it. Same thing happens from the top. However, um, there's a good chance we might push up here, maybe to this cloud area. You know, because a lot of people were expecting a massive snap back and then move down, but it's quite possible that we will hit these areas at some point. The 4,000, let's say this more or less. Something like this. We already nailed it. But I really don't know with these future contracts and how the game is kind of flipped since the contracts went live. If the settlement date of the contracts is next week, then I would imagine that these guys are going to try to push it lower and close out with more profits. And I feel like this line right here is a major line of structure. There's really two if you want to be accurate. There's this red one, and then there's this white one. This white one is very important because we had a five wave up here, and then a retracement here. So either this thing will turn around here, or it'll go deeper. And we need this 3,600 area, and let me just draw it out together. Like this kind of area right here is going to be I guess the last determining factor if we don't hold this one. But this has been a uh, very aggressive sell off. I think we went from 20,000 down to 6,000. That's pretty insane. And this could be a reverse wave, and then we could be creating something this nature. Let's see, something like that, and then maybe even continuing down more. I don't want to go that far out. I'd rather just keep it to this kind of these day-to-day results. But it's good volume here, really good volume, really good volume. I'm just basically looking from here to see if there is still going to be some kind of manipulation. And how I'm looking for specifically is I'll show you guys one second. This site BFX data. You go to order books. You go to BTC USD, and yeah, I'm just trying to see how these order books play out. I expect it to be choppy for now, but you will see, you know, like even if you go up to here, 400 sell walls, 500 sell walls, and they'll aggressively pop up. They popped up here, they popped up here, they popped up here, and it's causing, kind of driving the price down. I've been involved in these sell-offs before, and when it turns around, you kind of can tell it's a turnaround. It's almost like the bears stopped selling down, and everyone's just buying together at the same time. And they kind of did that here. It was able to pop out, but we'll see how it acts around here. This could be a cup, maybe a sell down to here, 67, and then from here we might take off again. Remains to be seen. But I'm definitely looking at this bear who's putting up these sell walls every time the price tries to make an advance. And I'm trying to gauge how the market reacts to it. There's bad sentiment, I think, towards Bitcoin at the moment. However, this volume. I really like this volume. Here we go at 5,500, the last major dip, and we had a big bar. And we've had two consecutive bars. If you were to match these bars up together, if you switch on a daily, if you switch on the daily, that's a big amount of volume. And then if you look at this daily candle, it's making a bullish reversal pattern. It's very likely we could push up from here, to be honest. I'd rather just give it a little bit more time. We have to close in 8 hours. There's a good chance we could push up and get above 8. That would be a really, really good scenario. But I'm keeping my eye out on that bear whale. He was very determined last night to drive the price down. However, once we got to this line, there was a lot of support, and the action became really, really choppy. So it's interesting to see what happens from him. These lower areas are not out of the are not sorry. It's still possible to go a bit lower if we're doing a full out correction. However, for now, I would say that things are probably the best they've been since we hit down these areas. Because see here, we had a good amount of volume that came in, and then that the guy still sold into it. So it could be a similar situation here where we're able to get up, and then that big selling comes down. There was a lot of FUD around this time as well, so it didn't help us. So we'll see what happens here. There's some senator hearings. I was listening to a bit of them earlier. They were saying some quite bullish stuff about Bitcoin. Regulation, American regulation with the SEC and Bitcoin and ICOs would be huge. That would just take it to a next level. So keep your eye on what happens in that as well. It's a very important factor going forward. However, we kind of really bounced off this line perfectly, this trend, where we had created the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. So if this bear doesn't get his way, I really see ourselves pulling ourselves out of here. I'm going to be buying some Litecoin and Ethereum. I'm going to be holding Litecoin and Ethereum on this move up. and yeah, I kind of missed the boat on how much I was able to get out, but I don't think it's safe to say this is 100% over yet. It's too early to make that statement. Let's look at some indicators. Oversold, oversold. Usually, when you Bitcoin is this oversold, it ends up going on a tear. This is the most it's been all year on the daily. You basically touch this here, the fifth, 500 to 13. Yeah, double and a half. We could go on a crazy bull run. One pattern I'm looking out for here is a possible head and shoulders. I'm looking for this pattern as a potential reversal pattern going up. So we would come up to here, come back down to this level here, move up. This is possible. Go up to this cloud, pull back a bit above this line. So it would kind of be like us moving up here, breaking out, rejecting the cloud, retesting the line, at these levels, at this, and then moving up to this neckline. That would be 17. That was the previous. When we sold off at 20, we went down, made a high at 17,200, and we sold down. So I would expect that to be a major resistance, and then this would play out. This is not 100%. Just when I trade, I like to have, I like to imagine setups along the way so I could plan ahead of them. And what else? Do we want to look at the weekly too? Let's take a look at the 3 day. 3 day is turning it back around here. Weekly. Weekly was interesting. We broke right through the 50 on the weekly, 50 RSI. This is about to pop back out. This thing is painting bullish scenario, bearish histogram. Yeah, I would like to see this come up and stay above the 50 if we are continuing to go up. And one thing that I noticed also yesterday was this monthly was disgusting. Like, actually, it wasn't on Bitfinex. I was looking at the Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase monthly was all-time low. We haven't been that low volume since last February. But actually, it matched February. Matches kind of January. Maybe it's not that as bad as I was thinking. It just seemed weird off of all-time high volume. We basically have like a 1 year low. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, so just keeping it simple like that. Very important to sorry, I'm just thinking about a few things. See, well, just basically just to recap, keep an eye out for these walls. Keep your eye on this bear whale, and understand that this line really has to hold. If this line breaks and you're still holding, you can continue to hold. However, I think it'd be a good idea to set a stop. You have to be disciplined enough though to buy the next bounce. I don't see like crypto like being dead or nothing like that. To be honest, there's so much just going on in the space that it would be crazy if at this point everything just went to shit. However, there are a lot of things in the crypto industry that are huge red flags. You know, massive red flags. A lot of it is, for me, the main thing is the valuation of some of these coins and how overvalued they are with no product, with no revenue, with no income, and they're $1 billion worth, $1 billion companies, and it's just like no angel investor would evaluate these companies the way they do, and the only reason why they're worth this much is just massive amounts of speculation and just people just ignorant in the space, and they're willing to overpay for something because they can sell it for more later down the road. And something like that just really lets me know that at some point things shit will hit the fan, you know. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be now that shit hits the fan, but just keep in mind that in May a lot. There's a conference consensus. I think that's going to be very bullish for us, and then and it's not too far fetched to think that we might correct a bit more. We might. I don't want to tell you guys to buy or sell, do whatever. But we may correct a bit more, and the correction I imagine would be fast, just like how we moved up really fast. The correction would be very fast, and then what's it called? And then we would resume and start a new market cycle. There's just too much development and things happening for this thing to kind of slow itself down to a halt. I really don't see that happening. But anyways, get off the sidetrack. I just want to keep it more TA for now. But yeah, if you're holding, keep holding. If you're not holding, I would say if you really want to be safe, you can see how supportive it gets at 7,000, and then enter. And just show where of potential. And it's trying to pop out really hard. Let's go to the 1 hour. Clear top for now. And I think we could get a pullback down to this 6,700. If you're looking to get back in, I would layer some bids around here. However, it's also possible if it does fall, it could break that. Take it how it is. I'm looking, if you really want to be safe, I would kind of wait and see if it could break this 1 hour cloud and then come back for a test and then stay above it. So it's still $1,000 more. It might be more than you're willing to, but times like this, sometimes you just want that extra confirmation so you don't go in and out, in and out. Also, this 15 minute, expect this 15 minute to tag this bottom of this cloud and then break out potentially. But yeah, it's important to stay above this 15 minute and start painting a green cloud. We did it over here and then we failed. So the same thing, you got to look for that same kind of, you got to look for it to avoid this. So get up, stay above the 15 minute and resume up. You also want to keep a track, probably already are, of this downtrend line, because I feel like if we break through this and everything is good, we will start to push and test this line. And either we're going to break through it or we are going to resist it and go down. That's pretty much it. I'm going to head out to the gym for a bit. And yeah, guys, let me know if you guys have any questions. Peace.